Hey guys, so today we have Lori Garcia on the podcast today. She is not only our amazing boss babe, but she is also the team leader of Keller Williams Coastal Bend and our supervisor and CEO. So I'm very thankful for her time today and for being on the podcast. And I know that, between everything that she shares today, that there's something that everyone will be able to take away. So please enjoy. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We've got the boss babe herself, Lori Garcia, with us. And Lori, tell us who you are for us here at Keller Williams.
So, I'm Lori Garcia. I am the CEO and team leader of Keller Williams Coastal Bend. I am a part owner, which I'm proud to say, designated supervisor. Mm-hmm. My job is to be a non-competing supervisor. So I'm supposed to teach and coach and handle your problems and answer your questions and hold your hand and sometimes be your cheerleader and your motivational speaker and remind you your worth and that you've got this. And real estate is definitely something that you can do at a very high level. Mm-hmm. I've been with Keller Williams the company for almost 14 years. I'm going on 7 January 1st for Coastal Bend.
Awesome.
We have 6 offices, soon to be 7. So actually, if you want to count our mega agent offices, that would be 8. So we have our main office here in Corpus Christi. We have our office on the Padre Island, and one in Port Aransas, one in Rockport. We have one in Portland. We have one in Northwest Cal Allen. We are opening a mega agent office in Beeville. And we have a mega agent office on the south side of Corpus Christi as well.
Wow. So basically we span we start at Rockport and we go all the way down to the island and then all the way inland as far as Beeville. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
And we were looking even at maybe expanding to mega agent office in Kingsville as well.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. So we cover a lot of territory.
Absolutely. We try and keep our thumb on the pulse of not what's just happening in Corpus, but all these wonderful towns around Corpus, because really it's a huge metropolis, right? And you can't really build in Corpus right now. All the new construction, all the new housing that we need, the lack of inventory that we desperately need is going to be in these little towns like Sinton, Taft, Odom, Mathis. And it's exciting for them, and it's exciting for us because, that kind of growth doesn't come along, very often.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're in the perfect opportunity and time frame to see this city, Corpus, have this beautiful rebirth kind of, and then have all these little towns finally get acknowledged and get some, the population growth, the tax increase, so they have better schools and parks, the things that they should have always had in the beginning. So that's been very important to us in our journey the last 6 years, is to make sure we've been a huge part of not just this community, but all of the surrounding communities.
Yeah. That's really cool. I think that people can see Keller Williams and just not really understand everything that we're involved in and everything that we do and everything that you guys do for us. And
we're very behind the scenes when it comes to community donations or outreach programs. We don't need the accolades and we don't need the TV coverage. Yeah. And we usually tell them, we're doing this because we want to feed our community that feeds us.
Right. Absolutely.
And we don't need to be on Channel 6 News, and we don't need a newspaper article written about us. This comes from the heart.
Absolutely.
Not saying that those that do get that coverage, it isn't sincere.
Of course.
It's just not something that we go out and look for.
Yeah, it's not something that we seek.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you started here 7 years ago. So where were you before you came to Coastal Bend?
I was in my hometown of McAllen, Texas, 2.5 hours south of here, very close to the Mexico border. So yes, this white girl is from the valley. And I was in real estate there for 6 or 7 years on my own. I owned my own real estate office and insurance company and sold it. And then the Keller Williams in McAllen needed a team leader.
Yeah.
Friend of a friend was like, hey, this would be great. I had finally taken a year off since I was 11 years old because I was a widow when I went into real estate. It was me and my 6-year-old daughter. My husband, who was 36 years old at the time, died of a massive heart attack.
Wow.
So I needed a different career. The career I had was very challenging time-wise. I worked about 60, 70 hours a week, and that just wasn't going to fly, being a single parent and a parent with a child who needed to be in grief therapy. Right?
Yeah.
So real estate was my backup. A friend of mine I spoke to at length about it, and got my license, got into it, and about a year later, the market crashes, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so all my glitzy friends in real estate that drove the Mercedes with the hair and all that, they all went back to like teaching or doing their previous careers.
Yeah.
I stuck with it, and then I just got into foreclosures and ended up making a ton of money.
Wow.
That was my specialty, foreclosures and short sales.
Yeah.
God was very good to me.
That's awesome.
He really did bless me a million times over.
Yeah.
I made more money in that period of time than I've ever made in my life before. And more money than my friends who were top agents at the time.
Wow.
And they were just like, these are all foreclosures. And at that time, I get it, they never had to touch a foreclosure. They got to do, private sales and $600,000. Well, I was doing foreclosures that were $1 million homes at 50% off. So that was still $500,000.
Yeah.
And the commission wasn't decreased, it was increased because we had so many to hurry up and sell.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we got very lucky, very blessed, worked very hard.
Absolutely.
Had some crazy experiences happen. Oh, dear Lord in heaven, I could write a book. I could write several books. And there are things that I saw that I should never see. It would cause you to drink. I don't, but it would if you were a normal person. And then I went to Keller Williams McAllen. They needed some help, and I became the team leader there.
Awesome.
And that's a very small board. It was a very small office, but it needed to find its culture again.
Okay.
Find the core values again. And so I was new to the company. I was learning their core values and their culture as I was becoming their team leader.
Understand. Okay.
Which was, in my mind, great because there was no, as I'm learning the culture, I'm excited about it, where you had agents that had been there for a while and maybe they weren't as excited.
Yeah.
They were kind of burned out a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Yeah.
So here comes this new energetic person that's never been part of this company and is excited about everything in this company, right? Oh my God, we have profit share. Oh my God, we have this. Oh my God, we have that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was the non-competing, right?
Yes.
You can't be a team leader and compete with your agents. You basically are on call. And ever since then, since day one, it was 7 days a week till 9 or 10 at night, I would take calls. Because you're going to have a question, something's going to come up. And I'd rather you not lose sleep, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather you call me and let's talk about it so that I can put your mind at ease or give you some scenarios or say, okay, this is what we're going to do tomorrow morning. Just relax and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to take up space in your head and nobody needs that, right? We have enough crud that we have to deal with every day.
Absolutely.
Outside of real estate, just living in this world. We don't need to add to it. So I was there for almost 6 years. And we had an operating principal, which is a lead investor at the time. We just didn't see eye to eye.
Gotcha.
Right? To me, the agents always come first and what's best for them. And, as an operating principal, you have the most ownership in that market center.
Right.
And they have a different view sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
I get it. But it was time to move on. So I resigned. And within a week of resigning, I started getting calls from this market center in Corpus Christi. Their team leader here was suffering horribly from a very rare form of breast cancer.
Oh, no.
She had not been able to come into the office for almost a year.
Wow.
So the MCA was doing pretty much 2 jobs.
Wow.
And the market center was suffering pretty bad.
Wow.
Came in and we just, put my head down and took a beating that first year because there was a lot of work to do to get the market center to a standard that was expected.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And also to repair the reputation of the market center, which had taken a beating as well.
And market center is Keller Williams Coastal Bend.
Right.
Okay.
So we call it a market center, not an office. Because we have our own language too. We're kind of like a secret society. It was brutal that first year. We came to Corpus. My husband's from Corpus, so he was excited to move back.
Yeah. And
that was one of the biggest deciding factors for me. It wasn't the pay, obviously.
Yeah.
And I love a challenge. If there's something that I can do to prove others wrong, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And they kind of lost hope in this market center. And we had competitors that were placing bets to see how long it would take them to run me out of town.
Oh, my.
And we had a couple of death threats and
Oh my goodness.
Had our cars keyed, and it was brutal.
You and your family?
Me alone. Pretty much me alone.
Oh my.
Didn't like the fact. We had a couple of them call and were very unhappy because they thought I was Hispanic. I'm a white girl with a Hispanic last name because I'm married to a Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like the fact that I wasn't from here. That was pretty much the biggest response I got. So I'm not from here. I shouldn't be here.
And that was competitors in this market that were doing that?
Yeah, owner brokers.
Wow.
And I looked at it as, well, what else do you expect? You're new, and now you're coming in. They don't know what you can and can't do. So why would you expect them to react any other way? It's out of fear, right? Mm-hmm. She could be coming in and ruining my business. She's going to change the way my business is being run and the money I make off my agents, because at the time, we weren't really pushing the value that we could provide because we didn't have it.
Gotcha.
Right? So we had to
because it was fizzling out.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had to start over and really reevaluate the training calendar. And who did all the trainings? At that time, I did. I taught every class.
Wow.
Now we have tons of classes and tons of wonderful agents that love to teach and are great at teaching, right? Candy Chrisman is one of the best on contracts and being the best agent. Joe Esquivel on lead generation. So Seth, branding, it's fantastic what we've been able to grow.
Right.
And also we had to do a little house cleaning, which is natural whenever you take over a business.
Yeah.
But that first year was rough. The second year was okay. But by the third year, I had this very overwhelming sense of this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
That's so awesome.
God put you here. And yes, he didn't make it easy because he wanted you to appreciate the success you were going to have or appreciate the end result a lot more.
Yeah.
Because when it's given to you and it's easy, then what do you appreciate?
Yeah, and what do you learn when things are easy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did learn a lot about myself and what I could handle and how much I needed to work on myself and maybe not be as, because I'm a tough cookie, right?
Yeah.
I'm not someone that stands down very easily. Now, if we're wrong, we're going to fix it and apologize up and down. But when we're not and someone feels the need to attack our company or our agents, I am not the person that you want to deal with. I'll admit it. I'm a Valley girl, and I grew up, single mom, poor, no siblings, in a one-bedroom apartment. Got made fun of a lot, and had to, stand up for myself. And sometimes I got beaten up, and sometimes, as I got older and stronger, I got smarter.
Yeah.
Became the politician. So I had friends in every group, right? So
that's awesome.
If someone was picking on me, I'd go to my little group of trollas that were gangsters and be like, hey, this person over here is, trying to beat me up and they're bigger than me. Well, we'll take care of it. All right, thank you. So I learned how to maneuver and make friends with everybody and not pass judgment. But as an adult, my actions obviously reflect on the 355 agents we have, our investors, our staff. So I do have to take a deep breath and take a step back. But the one thing that's never going to change is that protectiveness in me.
Absolutely. And
because I grew up with no family, I consider this entire office, all 300 and some agents and my staff, my family. Like I genuinely,
that's amazing.
I care. People are like, well, how can you? You just do.
Yeah.
There's no limitation in how much you can care for someone or something, right? I mean, tell me, you're a pet lover.
Right.
The love of your dogs is endless, right?
Yeah.
There's no
bounds.
No, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though we have agents that, you have to question some of the things they say and do, you still love them because you know that in their heart, to their core, who they are.
Exactly.
You've gotten to know them. And unfortunately, some have not just worked out with us, right? We had to go our separate ways. And there's nothing wrong with that. We just weren't a match.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been an adventure, and I've definitely been able to fall in love with Corpus and call it our home.
Yeah, that's
We're not
amazing.
leaving. This is it. This is my baby.
That's so awesome. Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah, it'll make you happy. I'll be 90, kind of straightening my wig, walking in with my stretchy pants, and I'll still be here running this as an
you
OP.
better be.
Yeah, I'll still be the one that's like, all right, we're going to go kick someone's booty or whatever. Yeah, I can see myself just like me straighten my wig and let's go to town.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, I need to circle back to what we were talking about. You said that you saw some crazy things during your foreclosure days. Let's talk a little bit about that. What do you mean by that?
Okay. So with foreclosures, you never know what you're going to get, right? And of course, we live in the valley. So McAllen's 25 minutes to the Mexico border.
Okay.
And some of these foreclosures were foreclosures because they were government rated homes, because the owners were turning state witnesses. They were part of the cartel. They were turning state witnesses. So I would get a call from the sheriff's department, and they would say, hey, the house is secure. Can you go take inventory? Because obviously they couldn't take their furniture. They could only take what they could take in a few minutes.
Oh, my.
Get them out of the house, get them into protective,
okay.
call it protective
witness protection.
Right.
Got it.
I'd have to go in and take pictures of everything and kind of take an inventory of what was left behind.
Okay.
This one house in the middle of Edinburgh. So Edinburgh is north, McAllen, where the university is. Huge university there.
Got it.
It's the UT, University of RGV, something like that.
Okay.
And it sat on 2 acres, front to back, so not side to side.
Okay.
And it had an old style ranch fence, and I didn't have the key to open it, so I crawled over it. It's in the middle of the summer. I've got sandals on, jeans.
Right.
I'm not going to dress up to go take pictures of a house. The front door had obviously been kicked in, and it was boarded up, so I had to go through the back.
Wow.
And off to the right-hand side were these adorable little houses that lined up, because there was a road right kind of down the street around the corner. And so there was a man sitting in the back of his porch, right? And he's got his phone in his hand, and he's got a little TV stand. He's watching TV, and he sees me, and I wave, and he waves, and I go into the house. And as soon as I opened the door, I had this huge, overwhelming sense of BO, body odor. Oh. And I was like, dang, this must have been brutal when they broke in or whatever they did it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the ceiling, there were tons of holes everywhere with insulation coming down. That was very rare. That usually furniture's, messed around. There's clothes around, but there's no damage to the house. Maybe the front door, but not like this. This was damage. Somebody was looking for something. It didn't cross my mind at the time. I was just like, okay, well, let me take pictures and take notes.
Okay.
I started on one side of the house, and then I make my way over to the master side next to the garage door. And next to the garage. And the garage door, walking into the garage, was open, and it was windy. So every time I would hear like a bang, I was like, okay, that's the garage door.
That's the garage door, yeah.
So I turn the corner to go into the master bedroom, and as I'm standing there, it's the master bedroom, and then there's another doorway that goes into the master bathroom, and then there was these mirrors, and it cut off into 2 closets.
Oh, geez.
I see in the reflection this huge man standing in one of the closets, and he's got a huge machete knife.
Oh.
And I saw that, turned around, and hauled ass, and I could hear him coming after me. I lost my shoes because the grass must have been waist high. They hadn't cut the grass.
No.
I'm running to my car, and it was like the longest half acre in the front. It was just like, son of a gun. And I have a license to carry. I have for a long time.
Yeah.
And I had a gun in the car.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first time I've run into, some questionable people or situations.
Oh my goodness.
Especially with foreclosures. Get over the fence. Mind you, I've lost my shoes. I have no shoes on. Get over the fence. And I can hear him. I can't really see him because I'm not looking back, but I can hear the pounding.
Yeah.
Get in the car, turn it on, reverse it. As I'm driving down, all of a sudden I see the sheriff's car, a police car. They're all going where I came from. So I turn around. An old man, a sweet, sweet old man.
Did he call?
Saw that man chasing me and called the police.
Wow.
Thank God he did, because they caught him.
Wow.
Because across the street there was a low-lying canal. It didn't have a lot of water in it, and that's where he ran to when he saw the cops.
No way.
So when I came back, I was like, I just came from that house. The call was not from me.
Can you imagine?
But about me, yeah.
I can't.
And let me tell you, I was like, the police were like, are you okay? And I said, well, I lost my shoes. Can I go find my shoes? And he was like, yeah, sure. You want me to help you find your shoes? I was like, yeah, those are kind of expensive sandals. And I really want them back. Totally calm, totally cool. He's looking at me like, okay, girl, like
are
I'm
you
ready
right?
for you to like, have this massive breakdown. And I'm a delayed reaction person.
Okay.
So find my shoes. I was really happy about my shoes. I was like,
Yeah.
yay. And I'm like, my shoes. Okay, great. Get back in the car. I'm driving home and I call the asset manager of the bank who assigned me this foreclosure. And I'm like, hey, there was a little incident that happened. The house really isn't secure. Apparently someone broke in after the sheriff's department had left and they were looking for anything. I don't know if they were looking for money, drugs, whatever.
Wow.
And I think he thought I was the wife that was coming back for my stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
so he was they're hired to do
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
So I'm driving and I'm telling her this and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, right? I hang up the phone. I get home and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not fine.
Yeah.
What the hell? Holy shit, I could have died. Like, wait a minute.
Like you're like trying to process what
and all
happened.
of a sudden, like, get the little shakes. I'm like, I think I need a glass of wine. And I don't drink, so I don't have any wine in the house. So I need to go buy some wine so I can have a glass of wine to steady my nerves because, to me, like, that was yikes.
You came really close.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was, that's one of the scary ones. I had a really funny one who I really did think, I was like, okay, this guy's going to put me in a cage and probably wear my skin. We don't have basements in Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We sure as heck don't have basements in the Rio Grande Valley or Corpus. And when the last listings I took before I became a team leader, this older gentleman, sweet as can be, right? He's retired. Unfortunately, his wife had passed. He's selling his house. He's moving closer to the grandkids in another state.
Yeah.
And he's really proud of his home. Took immaculate care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, is it a little outdated? Who cares? I mean, it was just new roof, foundation perfect, everything just great.
Wow.
And he's like, I've got the best thing that's going to sell this house. I'm like, okay, like, show me. And he's like, well, it's down in my basement. And my first thought is like, we don't have
what's fixing to happen?
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, why don't you walk in first, in case I have to run because I don't want to die in a cage.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'm just so excited because this is going to be the jewel that sells this house. I'm like, okay.
What could possibly be down here?
Yeah, like, sweet Jesus, I'm going to die.
Oh.
So he's right there next to me. Like, he's not in front of me. He's not behind me. He's right next to me. And we're walking down, and it's a basement with all the walls tiled white. And in the middle of the floor is a drain.
Ugh.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to die. This is it. He's going to skin me alive
This is the
and
day.
wear my skin like
Oh
Silence
my
of the
gosh,
Lambs.
I was going to say Silence of the Lambs.
This was a bad one. I was like, I misread this one really, really bad. And he didn't live in the city so much as kind of on the outskirts. So I was like, I could scream for days and nobody's going to hear me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I said, well, this is interesting. We don't have basements in Texas. What brought this on?
Yeah.
Hoping that he's not going to say, well, it's time to wear your skin or something. He goes, one of my favorite pastimes is taxidermy. And I stood there for a second and I was like, oh, thank God. Of animals, right? Not humans.
Right.
And he was like, oh, that's so funny. Ha ha. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I can see when you get scared. So animals, right?
Yeah, sigh of relief. Yeah.
So he had built this really cool, once you look at how he used it, facility.
Yeah, when you're not afraid for your own life.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
For anyone who was into taxidermy. Well, the person who bought it was a young man who was starting a business in taxidermy.
No way. That's perfect.
So
I was going to ask. Yeah.
Beautifully, right?
That's awesome.
And he thought that basement was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I told him at closing, I said, I just wanted you to know that I thought you were going to kill me that day. Just because that's not something you see every day.
No.
And he's like, oh, sweetheart, that's kind of funny, but no, I would never do that.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, okay, thank God.
It's kind of funny only because you're into
happen.
taxidermy. Yeah. Seriously. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
In real estate, you see, that's one of the reasons that we push really hard. Like, don't judge, right?
Yeah.
Because you just don't know
Yeah.
the full story, and you might not even get the full story. Because is it really our business or our place? No. Right? That's not what we're hired to do.
Yeah.
But you do get some, situations where one showing, my very first showing, Mormon couple,
Okay.
sweet as can be.
Your very first showing, like when you very
Yes.
first got started?
My very first client,
No way.
Mormon couple, And when I say Mormon, she was dressed with the Little House on the Prairie dress, you know, the long hair, like they were, you know, he was the new pastor to the Mormon church that had been built in that area.
Cool.
Sweet as can be, right? Just the nicest people. And it was funny because I have a cross. So he asked, you know, what religion are you? And I'm like, well, I'm Catholic. You know, and he's like, oh, so, you know, but I think he was more excited that I had a religion.
Cool.
Where, you know, instead of being atheist.
Exactly.
Right? I think he felt more of a connection, like more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because they were hardcore Mormons.
Right.
We go to my very first showing. Mind you, I had very little training. And what I had been trained to do was make sure to ring that doorbell 2 or 3 times and then knock on that door and say, hey, realtor here, you know,
exactly.
ready for our showing.
Yeah. And
we walk in, start looking at the house. We go to, I don't know what it is with me in the left side of the house, but I feel this need to go to the left side of the house, and we show the left side of the house. We work our way over to the right side of the house where the master bathroom and bedroom are.
Okay.
Master bathroom door's closed, right? So I'm opening it. Well, the owners, who were 86 and 87, are in the shower having sex. And the husband sees us and opens the door to the shower and says, we'll be done in a few minutes if y'all would like to take a seat outside.
No, he did not.
Oh, yes, he did, because that is burned in my memory for life. Now, I say I don't drink. That would be a reason to drink.
Yes, yes.
I drink a lot, because you and I were going to erase that memory. And I was beet red. I was so embarrassed.
What do you do? What do you say? It's just...
He just shut the door, and I said, well, alrighty then. Let's go wait outside, and we'll discuss our next showing. And the wife was speechless. I mean, she bolted out of that room so fast. Oh, no. The husband thought it was hysterically funny.
Of course he did.
Yes, he did. And we go outside to the driveway, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, well, I'm sorry that happened. we had a schedule. We had a showing. We had to confirm the time. We're on time. So I guess they got carried away. And the husband's like, oh, you bet they got carried away. Oh, my
goodness.
So there come the jokes. And, I'm wanting to throw up in my mouth because what I just witnessed, I don't think should ever be witnessed by any other human being.
Yeah.
It's a private moment.
Yes.
In a shower standing up at 87 years old. We're just going to leave it there. And they ended up buying the house.
No way.
Yeah. He was like, I feel like that's a sign of good luck.
Oh. Okay. I mean, well,
to each his own.
Yeah, to each their own.
To each his own. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that was.
I'm surprised that they wanted to actually buy that, and that the wife was okay with that.
I don't think she had a lot of input.
Yeah.
I think the husband was pretty dead set on, hey, this is the house. Kind of a lucky house. Let's buy this house.
Wow.
And it was just awkward. I called the listing agent. She was mortified.
I cannot even.
She's like, they were doing what? I said, look, when I say they're having sex in the shower, I mean, what more do you need?
Oh, yeah.
You don't need me to describe
do I need to provide? Exactly.
Position. There's not a lot of positions available.
Yeah.
And she was like, but they're in their mid to late 80s. I'm like, exactly.
Oh, my God.
And that was not okay.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, wow. She's like, yeah, you might want to tell them that before a showing is not the time to get randy.
Not the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a little longer. Yeah. Maybe after the showing.
Maybe afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
But they bought the house, and awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. Wow.
I could not.
You handled it very well.
Yeah. Oh no, I went home and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
That's definitely something that'll make you question it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, in my head going, when I'm that age, no way in my life will I be having.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah. No.
Well, this was awesome. I truly enjoyed having you on and having you as a guest.
Love doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of wrap up, the question I ask everyone is, what do you do every day to make the world a better place?
Be better. I really believe that if we would all just wake up in the morning, and as challenging as it can be during a lot of these trying times that we've been facing the last couple of years, things that we feel very helpless, we feel very out of control, like we don't have a say.
Right.
People aren't thinking of our best interest as a whole.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get angry and stay angry, or get depressed and stay depressed, and not, you start to lose your sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you even start to lose your sense of self,
Mm-hmm.
who you used to be and how happy you used to be, and the little things that used to make you happy.
Yeah.
If we would just wake up and look for something, anything that brings us a little bit of joy, and then hold on to that joy and spread it,
Yeah.
it makes everybody's life a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I truly believe that even if I had, last $5 in my pocket, but I saw someone that needed it more, I'm going to give it to them, and I'm not going to think twice, and I'm not going to second guess myself and say, why did I do that? I need that money too.
Mm-hmm.
When obviously that person needed it more than me. Or somebody comes in and they're not, they might be behaving in a very aggressive way.
Yeah.
Instead of being aggressive back and why don't you come in and tell me what's going on? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Not rush to judgment,
Mm-hmm.
and be kinder.
Yeah.
Be kinder and smile more.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that people don't really want to smile at each other.
Yeah.
Now, I get it that we had to wear masks and you couldn't see if somebody was smiling at you, but now that we're getting hopefully away from that, just if you gave someone a smile, what if they just had the crappiest day?
Exactly.
Nobody was nice to them that day for whatever reason. Maybe they brought it on themselves, maybe they didn't, but you smiled at them as you're walking into HEB.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only smile they got the whole day.
Yeah.
What if that just made them smile back at themselves and say,
Exactly.
okay, you know what, I wasn't the nicest person today. I can do better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do better. Stay out of judgment. It's not our place.
Mm-hmm.
That's years of wisdom of making the wrong decisions and being
Absolutely.
in judgment.
Yeah.
We really don't have that right. Now, it's easier said than done, right?
It is.
There are
Just
days,
like everything. Yeah.
There are days where being better was easy to do. Right?
Yeah.
And then there are days where you're like, be better, whatever. I'm going to kill that.
Exactly.
This person really made me mad, or
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this, that, or whatever. But you still have to get back to the basics of, this isn't why we were put on this earth.
Right.
Right? This is what,
Right.
this isn't what I believe, again, my belief, God would want from us.
Absolutely.
I think we're being tested,
Mm-hmm.
and he's testing us in ways we've never been tested before, and he's trying to see just how much faith we have, and not only him but ourselves,
Right.
and each other, right? Do we have faith in each other that I'm going to try and be better, you're going to try and be better, and we're going to try and be contagious to other people and get them to be better. And you can't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that kills joy.
Oh, I'm telling you so much.
Kills joy.
So
it
bad.
kills success. It kills a abundant mindset.
Yep.
You have a choice every day. Are you going to be the victim, or are you going to be a warrior?
Absolutely.
I don't believe in the word survivor.
I love that.
I believe in two words. You're either a victim or you're a warrior.
Yep.
And warriors wake up to win the day,
Wow.
whatever that takes, right? And if it took all your energy
Mm-hmm.
and all your positive energy, and you're just drained when you get home, and all you want to do is maybe sit on the sofa and just, cry, or not talk to anybody, or watch, Big Bang Theory for the 10th time because Sheldon makes you crack up.
Right.
Whatever it takes to recharge you.
Yeah.
But, you got to choose every day. And I get it. Some people don't understand that. Right?
Yeah.
They've never been loved that way, supported that way, taught that way. So they don't understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, hopefully there's a opportunity where something clicks in their head or in their heart,
Right.
and they get it.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to
Absolutely.
be better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a warrior for myself, for someone else,
Mm-hmm.
for my company, for whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be.
Well, and by being that to others, you are that example to show them that, yes, I can be like that too.
Yes.
Everybody
has it in
and
them.
it warms your own heart whenever you're kind to others, whenever you smile to others, whenever
Makes you
you're,
feel good.
and whenever you're the light in the room, some people just need that,
Everybody needs a little light.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little love, a little caring.
Yeah. A little smile, a
We're
little
humans.
happiness. Exactly.
We're not supposed to be perfect. We're going to
Yeah.
mess up. It's
Yeah.
what you do with that mess up.
Absolutely.
Continue messing up and then being like, oh, poor me? Or do you say, okay, no more.
Exactly.
Let me change that and,
Yeah.
and let me be stronger for someone else besides me
Yeah.
or, with me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal every day.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's excellent.
And it's, that's a goal that's been in the making for a long time. Yeah. And I'm 48. I'm not a young chicken. I said my age on there, I know. It's okay. I'm proud to be 48. Be 49 in February. I'll be 50 very soon.
Yeah.
But I think at 48, I've been very blessed with hardships that have caused me to be wiser.
Yeah, exactly.
Than other people maybe my age.
Yeah.
And so I feel that an obligation to take that wisdom and say, okay, look, I've been there.
Yeah.
We don't need to go into detail, how I've been there, but I've been there, and just listen a little bit to what I have to say.
Right.
And let it, give it a moment to process, and hopefully it'll hit something inside of you.
Yeah.
A nerve, a memory, your heartstrings, whatever.
Yeah.
So that you can get better, right? You can heal. Because sometimes that's what it is. It's just healing. It's hearing someone say that you're worthy, because you've never heard that before.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
The reaction I get
and
when
cared
I tell
for.
people, yes.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean I'm worthy? I'm like, you're worthy. You're worthy to have this success. You're worthy to make this money. You're worthy to go buy that new car you've been saving up for 3 years.
Right.
You're worthy of this new house that you want.
Yes.
You're worthy of this child that you and your husband are finally going to have. You're worthy of finally getting to marry your partner that you've not been able to marry because of whatever laws have been in place. Like, you're worthy, and that's a word we don't use very often.
Right.
Is worthy. Entitled, that's different.
Yes.
Worthy is to me a very loving word, and
it is.
something I think we need to use more of. So that's pretty much that's my mentality every day. Some days,
excellent.
Like I said, are better or easier than others.
Yes. Well, that's lots of truth nuggets. That really is. And I think a lot of people can take away a lot of things from this. So,
Good.
So again, thank you for being on here with us today.
Absolutely.
And we thank you guys for joining in and joining us. And we hope that you guys can enjoy some of these things and take these with you as well.